All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing okay. Um, Welcome to another week. Not necessarily think I'd be doing this much, but I'm having a good time, so that's what matters. All right. So today we're going to be working on a street scene in my settlement, which eventually I'm going to have to name, but it doesn't have a name yet. Um, and I think specifically we're going to be working on a T intersection corner, and the reason for that is it gives us lots of ways to break up the camera lines so we don't have to worry about modeling what's beyond it. So you'll see that a lot in TV too, where you tend to do it intersections more than looking down streets because it gets expensive. Um, yeah, so let's get started. I think we're going to keep our base cube for this one since our town is on platforms versus the ground. So the first thing I want to do is SX3. I'm just going to lay out my overall scale of this thing. So let's tab and control R, create two, and now 3 SY2, E2, E2. There we go. Fine. Okay. So this is sort of our shape, and I wanted to do this so I can lay out the roads and get them kind of even. But let's scale it up now. So first thing, I guess, let's AGZ -1 and tab. Okay, so now our origin is there. Now let's bring a person in. Let's do our size scaling based off of eyeballing today. So there's a person, finish. And I'm just gonna come over and delete the armature, delete the eyeballs, the teeth, and armature. No, delete. Okay, so no particle systems, no nothing. Okay, now let's select that, and we're going to transform around to origin, or 3D cursor rather, and scale up till we feel like that's a reasonably good size for our street. I think that'll work. We want narrow streets here, is going to be my plan. And I think I want a hill too. So let's come in, 3, grab that, GZ, and bring that up a bit. And then GZ, bring that down a bit. And we'll bring this one up a bit too. There we go. So we have a little bit of breakup. Now, I kind of was contemplating. I don't use this tool often. Let's see if I remember how to do it. Can we three and can we use this spin tool? How does it work? I always forget how the spin tool works. Oh, doesn't help if I have the whole thing. Yeah. There we go. Like that. And now can we GZ and bring that? We want to bring the whole thing up. Axis. What happens if we change these numbers? Can we? Nope. Don't want to do that. There we go. Angle minus 90. We'll take it up to 90 degrees. Fine, we'll just do it the other way, which should be that. Connected only. GZ. Nope. Did it this way. GZ. like that. Very steep. Maybe we won't. But I wanted to go up some. No. I don't know. Maybe that's okay for right now. Maybe we won't bother. All right. Like I said, I'm not super used, or the spin tool is not something I use a ton, but it is very cool. I should probably use it more. But now I've got my road set correctly. And if I go select, got that. Let's inset to put a little bit of a curb on it. Oh, interesting. They're not connected. I thought they would be, though. M by distance. Now they are. Bits off. Okay. Now there we go. That's looking good. Let's not do that yet. Control A, rotation scale. One more time. That's better. And this last one here, we're just going to go 7. And what's our inset? To a 6-inch inset. Let's do a 0.2. Just keep it real. KX. There. Now, theoretically, we need one here too. 3I 0.2. Nah. Just eyeball it. That's about there. You can get too crazy with this stuff. And I recognize that it's now not going to rotate there, but I think I'm okay. It's getting up into the top parts anyway. Don't really care too much. 3, select. Same with this bottom part down here. Although we can just be precise, why not? KX. 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 There we go. Now if I ever want to connect it to another section, I can. So now we can select that, that, oh no, that. There we go. So there's our road sections in E, and let's bring them down. Also 0.2. Turn off. E minus 0.2. Okay. And now I guess we just have to delete these 3 garbage faces that we have created from before. No. Too much. 2. Can I just get rid of X edge? No. Why is it not? X face. Yeah, I don't know. X edge. Fine, piss off. We're just doing the whole thing again. Face. And X face. Cool. Fine. If I ever, well, I care because I want to solidify it, I suppose. F, fill it back in. F, fill it back in. F, fill it back in. There we go. All right, and let's save. I'll save as 230704. 4th of July, Americans. Woohoo! Settlement corner. There we go. And I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out. I was going to say how to put buildings on there the way I wanted them could be interesting, but we'll figure that out. Now, let's start thinking about buildings and what we want them to look like. We made a couple already in the old days. So maybe we should go grab those again as a starting point. I'm still not sure if I want to put buildings over here or just let it look out over the water, which is also good. But let's go grab some buildings. Blender, open up a new one. You can tell I am not 100% prepared, but that's kind of how these things are supposed to go. Is there anyone here? It's hard to say. If you're here and try to chat, I think it's going to work. I hope it does. If it doesn't, ping me over on Mastodon and we'll figure it out. Let's see, colony? No, what did I call? I don't remember what I called it. Fishing village. That's it. So we kind of did one of these zoom ins before, but it was a different vibe than I'm going to try to go for this one. I want this one to be a bit more like just a living street rather than the other one got very kind of warehouse and technical looking. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with it, but hide those so I can see what I'm looking at. These are the ones that I got that I kind of made into real buildings. Let's go with that one. Control C, copy objects, bring it over to our other set. Control V, Alt G, bring it back. And I picked this one because it did have that square base, so we can bring it in and GZ. And we're gonna have to figure out how it connects to the street if we do it this way, but that's fine. It's an all right place to start from. I kind of want to go, yeah, I think we're gonna go up higher. So it's gonna connect like that. We'll still probably edit it. I mean, probably we will edit it some more. Let's grab this one. Copy objects, bring it across and see what it looks like as well. G. It's individual origins. R90, R180. I kind of like that this place plays a little fast and loose with streets, so maybe we will let it cut into the sidewalk a bit like that. I think that works for me though. So okay. And we could snap this, but I'm just going to lay it by eye. Right. So there's the start of that. And I think we'll just come through here. Come back here. Mouse, start working right again. Tab 3, Shift G, coplanar. E, bring it down more. And there we go. So now we have start of our town. Ooh. Now the only problem with this is that we don't have something filling this curved area here. But I think we can fix that. I mean, I know we can. Let's edit. Let's do Control R, add something like that. Not that high, sure. 3. Sold the sucker. And we'll just grab to here. Alt E along normals. And bring it out. So now we can decide how we want to handle that. It might be that the best thing to do, again, let's solo it. 3. Piss off. Select it that way. There we go. E3. Could do something like that. Just have it be another building kind of vibe. And then I think we'll take this and E over so we can have it continue. So one more building up there or something like that. We could grab another one from our other place, see if there's anything different enough that we think it'd be cool. Most of these are pretty much the same though. Oh, it's a little different. I mean, they were all based on each other when I made them. But that's kind of cool, actually. So bring that one up like to something like that. Bring it over just a little bit. And yeah, save. So we're starting to feel like we got some building type stuff. Something to play with at the very least. And I think I am going to leave it kind of towards the water out this way so we can get a nice sunshot. I might put a few things to block it up though. Let's see what our materials look like because I know we have some already because we brought those things in. Oh, and they have lights even. That's cool. Bring this one up more. It's going to have lights like that. I like that. That's cool. Maybe even a bit more. Not that one. Or that one. Come on, mouse. Okay, let's bring our guy up here to get our scale right. There he is. So let's bring this up until about there. I think that's where we want it to be for height. Which means we need to maybe extend this a bit more. More, like that. Sure. And the same with this. There. We could take this. No. This. And extend it down. And I'm cutting and clipping all over the place, and that's fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to need to put a doorway thing in there as well. Those windows seem a bit small for scale if we worry about what's inside them. We'll have to see about that. I think we're going to have to change them a bit. Or we just blow this whole thing up. Which we could do to like that. I don't hate that. That's pretty cool. Actually, I kind of like the way it overhangs in the other one too. And that feels better for that one. And this one, let's do the same thing. Let's just do it from there. And scale it till it's bigger. Like that. Also links into the other one, where we scale it so it's big enough that it doesn't. And then, no. A bit more. Like that seems okay. Yeah, save. And let's just Control A, rotation scale. Control A, rotation scale. So we've got our narrow street. We've got buildings. We're getting along pretty well here, I think. This one definitely needs to be. Oh, it also has windows. We just rotated. Oh, I see. It was just rotated. Well, I like it how it is. So screw it. I think we're gonna get rid of its windows though. There's no point having both. So get rid of the windows and tab A, U, cube projection. And I'm just gonna make all these just to be easier. Sci-fi sheeting standard. Sci-fi sheeting standard. Sci-fi sheeting standard. I may change my mind, but now they're all the same. And edit. External data or cleanup. Let's just cursively remove some crap. Right, I'll keep things, polite. All right. Now, I think the first thing is I'm not actually sure I want them all to be this material, which is one of the reasons why I was looking at it. I'm thinking that these are going to be more of the concrete style buildings, or at least partially. This one certainly. This one feels like it should be concrete. Do I want to grab a procedural or a textural concrete building? I think we'll go with textural for right now. Which means let's go grab something that we got from Kitbash 3D. And concrete. I hate the way it does that. Concrete. There we go, select it. I want to actually be that. This military one. Let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. I'm all right with that for right now, I think. And this one here, this building, tab L. I want to make that its own material as well. And we'll try it with the same one. I think we might change it, but it does feel a little dark to me. I like the Brutalism ones in general, or the Favela ones. They both were cool. Brutalism, BRT. I don't think I loaded necessarily them all in though. Concrete long block, concrete horizontal, general, wormholes. Where's dirty? Grime. Let's see how that one looks. I think I like the concrete grime. Yeah, okay, we'll do those to start with. This section definitely needs to be UV'd. Projection. Okay. Cool. And then do we make this thing concrete grime or just concrete in general? Or I don't know. I do want the ground to be something. Let's see. I mean, obviously I want it to be something. Let's try the favela concrete, see what that does. It is nice when the buildings and the ground are not the same. That's kind of a pretty concrete. AU cube projection. I like that. I think that's pretty. I mean, in an ugly sort of way, right? You know. But we're looking at quite a small area here as I look at it. Let's make it a different color than the sidewalk. So maybe make the sidewalk that color. I'm calling it a sidewalk, but solo it. Let's make that a different color. Sign. Let's see what it looks like if it looks like this one. Why does this just play? I mean, that's not the right scale. Select the editing a scale. Scale by 3D cursor or 2D cursor on this one. Get it to be roughly that. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. I think we can live with that to start, at least. Okay, Control save it, unsolo it. Now, what we gonna do next? I'm gonna bring our guy back around. I just want to be able to see somebody down here for scale whenever possible. Okay, so I think our initial camera angle we're going to be looking at is something kind of down here like this. Let's lay out a camera. Photographer. 65. Lens. Quick anamorphic. Resolution 239. And let's make it a 35 millimeter one this time. So something like that is our initial structure. Okay. So the first thing we're going to use is a doorway on this building, I think. Maybe not the first thing, but I think that's what we're going to mess with next. So where do we want to put it? It would probably make sense to put it here in the front, but I don't know that it lays out well. Whereas here we could put it and we don't have to worry about the curb. So maybe, why not? We'll put it as a side door here. We got this face here. Okay. Now, 2, Control R, add in a loop. Control B, 0.5. So that's a 1 meter loop then. So it's not very deep. It's a pretty narrow door if we put it there. Maybe too narrow. Yeah, I think it is. Let's go back. Let's do it here. We'll have to deal with the curb, and that's fine. Control B, 0.5. It's a 1 meter door. Now we could take this, we'll do it the Star Wars way, right? And E, bring it out. Does it not go below? Fine. E, bring it down. We kind of like that. Okay. So that's going to be our entrance. Now, do I have any pictures of doors I like? This sort of thing. How do I want to do a door? Normally they just, I think we're going to go in these, let's see, Control R, Control bevel to almost to that outside edge. Okay, and then Control R, got an idea, a 1, an O, it's on Alt S, extend it out a little bit like that. Click them both. Shrink it down so it goes out like that. Kind of want just to pull out from being just a straight up vertical. E, turn off on. And in like that. Sure, that works for me. Maybe even take this face. Let's see, this face here. Turn back on proportional again. GZ. Down just a bit. So my door comes out. Looks good. Save it. And we want to give it some kind of an overlip. But I think we'll do that with some kit bashing. Seth objects. And there's not concrete. That thing, right? You're thinking about it. Let's see if it's going to work. Yep, that's the thing. We used it before on our fish and chips place, but I like this. It makes a great overhang in my opinion. Individual origins, RX90. Scale it down. Sure. Shrink this away. GY. Scale a bit more. Now it's about right. Solo it. Tab, Shift S2, 3D cursor, RX. Give it a bit of an angle. Sure. I like it. Looks like a good doorway. Now, I want to do some stuff, and it might be out of order, but I don't care. I want to grunge this up a bit. I think this is way too perfect right now, and I want to see what I can do. So let's save it, just to make sure. And let's try using the eroded add-on. And that's way too much. But let's see what we can get if we add resolution to like 10 instead of 1. It's going to think for a minute. See if it's worth doing. Does it lose all my materials? That's the other question. I think it does, which is annoying. Let's undo this. Just get rid of it. Select it. And I want to, how do I want to do it? Tab, select all those parts. and I want to, that should be the same thing. I didn't go all the way. No, it's fine. We'll fix it later. P selection to separate. No, we don't want to do that yet. Shift D and then P selection. And we'll come to just the road and we're going to delete the favela one off of it. So it should just be that. So now it should just be our road section. Yep. Now, if we take this section, let's try doing that again now. With the eroded. So we can have our road on there a bit too. And let's see, again, resolution 10. I think it's high probably, but I think we have the polys for it. This is going to be an up close scene, so we want it to look good too. Detail 5. Can we take it higher? Okay, yeah. And let's come back to see it so we can look. It's still pretty strong. Let's go with a depth of just 0.1 instead of 0.3. See what we get. Just playing, basically. I feel like that's better. I like the scale reasonably well. Feel like, I don't know what happens if we change this erosion amount. Can we make it smaller and have it give us less erosion? Let's see. Maybe something I should do with a lower resolution first, but then I kind of lose track of what I'm seeing. So we'll just brute force it. Yeah, I think is that too little? Yeah, I don't like that, whatever it was. Let's undo that. Okay, brought it back. And edge depth. Can we take that down? Sometimes we add a bevel modifier to it. I'm curious. So it sort of control. If we do that, it might keep our edges stronger. That is my hope anyway. Yeah, a little bit maybe, not a lot. Edge depth, 0.25, half it. I'm trying to keep these sidewalks a little bit less gunked up if I can. And edge erosion, 0.35. Sure. We'll see. All right. And let's bring it back and see what we got. Can we bring up our road? That's our road, right? Yep. Slowly reintroduce the road. That's okay. I just brought it back up again to sort of hide it, the stuff underneath. Which means it's kind of a waste to do the stuff underneath. That's the only problem with that. Let's try something else. I want to hide this because I like all of the grunginess out of it. But can we? I think we can. Turn this off. Tab. And let's solo again. 7C. Select those faces. And give it a vertex group and assign it. Now let's see what happens if we come back here and turn this on. And you're thinking, I apologize, all these high impact geometry groups do tend to lag us out a little bit after a while. And I know it's a pain just to sit and watch. But there it is. Okay, so we like this. We're going to keep it either way. So let's apply it. Yeah, so I'm thinking, when I'm working on this right now, I'm thinking from reference-wise a little bit of Ferrex from Andor, which was what I used as my reference pick for what I was going to do, and I think it applies. Let's see. So let's go to Edit now, and we got a lot more geometry, obviously, but can we? Did we lose our vertex groups? We lost our vertex groups. Darn. I really did like it. Well, maybe we'll just make it one material because I do like the roughness. So maybe we're better off having it as one material in this case. Sad though it may be. A U cube projection. Maybe we don't need it to be two materials. There are other ways I could make it, but it starts to take a lot of time. And I don't know if we care that much. Favela concrete, that was what we were using. If you come back, there you go. I mean, that looks pretty sweet. That's hard to argue with. We could turn back on the other one just to see. Let me bring it back down again. I don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. I mean, that's really lightweight one because it's just the plane originally. Yeah, let's do that. That's sweet. Okay, now we need to move this one back over again, I think. Until he lines up, and probably this way too. No, he's good to the vertical side. And this one, ditto. Okay. That's cool. Alrighty then. So we're saying that this is not so much a building as just like a buffer that got built, and then the buildings got built around it. So we'll put something back up there. It's a structural thing. Now let's come back to, we're working on this building. Let's come back to it. And let's go to here. Face, poke face. 1Q circle. 3. And let's extrude it out. Just a bit. Actually, I want more than that. Q, circle, radius to be about that. Sure, but I want the segments to be 32. Okay, I want an actual more realistic looking circle. Now, E, extrude out, inset, and E back. And we'll grab the whole thing, plus assign it, and we'll give it, I'd say grunge metal right now, or a nice color. Maybe we want the whole door to be a color. The whole door a same color. Yeah, so we'll do that first. Plus, plus. So that's the whole door, right? Yep. Plus assign, and then we're just going to select these four and assign. This one, let's go to Blender Shaders and mine, and we'll make it yellow. And the bottom one, we'll go with glass window shader. Now let's see what we got. Turn off that. Oh, did the whole thing get glass window shader? It did. Plus, 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 minus, and assign. There we go. My dirty yellow door. That's a very dirty door. Tis a dirty door. A U cube projection. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. Okay. So we got our door, we got our initial piece. We're looking like that. Still very empty looking. But we're doing okay. It's not a problem because we can add stuff to it. So the first thing we could add to it would be a couple of pipes. We could make them ourselves or use them from somewhere else. And I'm going to use them from somewhere else. I know we're shocked. Nah, I like making pipes too, but let's see what we got in industrial zone for set dressing that we could use. I feel like there's literally no reason not to use some of these things, and they look cool. What's a pipe support? I'm curious. A pipe support is neat looking. That's what it is. Okay. Alt R. Yeah. 7. RZ 9. RZ minus 90. Do I want by the door or over here? RZ 90. RZ minus 90. Keep getting it wrong. Like that there. And GZ down. And just S in general. Yeah. Make it bigger. Solo it. 7. There we go. And then bring it up to like that. Could be good. Let's see. Yeah, I think that is good. I like that there. Some of these are just neat. I don't use these super often, but they're cool. Let's pull this vent up. Alt R. RZ. Yep. Cool. G. Let's go back to individual origins just for right now. GZ, GX. Cool. Yep. I don't want to overdo the kit bash parts because I like to make my own things. As I've said before, I think it is important to make your own stuff, but I do think some of it's pretty cool. Let's try this. I'm going to bring this elevator door here over there. And what we got? It's a neat looking door. Does it line up well? I think it might. I mean, come on. Let's go make sure it's not clipping into our thing. And it is clipping a bit. To like there. Okay. And then down to here. Let's go to grid modeler. Okay, let's grab these two pieces here, solo them. Now this tab, W, grid modeler, does it not work? Did grid modeler die after the last Blender update? No. Nope, there it goes. I just had too many faces selected. I was like, please don't let grid modeler have died. Please, sir, not grid modeler. Cool. And then 3E and bring it out. In fact, maybe not even quite that much. GY. Since I've got both, let's E and bring it out. Let's see what we get. We may not even need that much, but it's like a little bit of that stare. You see those in Mexico sometimes. I think that's really cool. Okay. We're looking, yeah, looks good. But we don't want to be wrong color. Plus, plus, plus. Yep. Plus, sign, and what material do I want it to be? One of mine? Grunge concrete? Possibly grunge concrete. U, cube projection. And go back to seeing everything. Yep, that works for me. And I think I might even, because we can, let's close this just so I have a bit more room. And sculpt mode. And grab that and make this bigger. Bring that down. Do I want to do it that way? I have to bring this back up. I think. No, maybe not. I may have fucked it up. No! Yeah, it's kind of garbage looking. Let's undo that whole thing. Edit, undo history. Let's go back to sculpt mode because I think I'll do it. I just want to do it with a much smaller brush. that I had. Undo history. Come on. Go back to here. There we go. Select that. Now it's sculpt mode. I do want to get a little bit of it, but I don't want it to be quite so intense. Bit more. Can I go down like that? No, too much. Let's see if we can do it. I'd like having the texture on, so let's see if we can do it in Eevee. Let it compile its Eevee things. Excuse me. Da 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 da. There we go. Okay, now. Yes. That's too much. Fine. We'll go with that. It's all right. Back a little bit. Okay, and go back to real color. This Eevee stuff. All right, we'll live with it. Save. So again, from our angle, and we're gonna want to maybe play with some more angles too, but from this angle, I feel like we need a bit more, but not a lot more. This edge feels too sharp. Kind of want to grungify it, but I feel like if I erode it, it's gonna be too much. What to do? Maybe I'll just bevel it. See if that'll make it better. Make it a little less sharp. Okay. Does feel better. And I want to add a bit more to it though. More pipes. Pipes are always a cool thing. I want to adjust this texture, this material, I think. Let's see if we can't. First, I want to come over here and in shading, excuse me, I'm going to grab these parts here. And then if we come to this material, can we do this? Does that blend it in a little more? I think it does. I think that does help. I do like that. Let's try doing this material too. Yes, I do think that works. Kind of helps unify it a little more. I like it. I have no complaints. Doing this one too, just to see. Sure. All the above. Everything works better with a little bit of unifying grunge. It also edgewares. It adds edgeware to those lines, which is something I was hoping to get out of it as well. And we did. So yay. All right. So we don't want to be in danger of doing too much that it gets over busy, but we want to make sure it feels good. Let's turn off our human for right now. I want to see what it looks like behind it. Or maybe a little something back here. I would not say no to something there. What do we want to use? Do I want to use one of Ian's window things that he made? They're just kind of neat, but I just feel bad about using somebody else's stuff all the time. But they are cool. Let's see. No, we're going to use it. RY90. RY90. No. RY minus 90. RX. RX minus 90. Yeah, that's just too cool not to use for right now, I think. And GX. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, we're using that window. It's not a super obvious place, but it definitely looks cool. It works for us. All right. And I still don't have a door to get into this building. Which is fine, but well, since we're already using the kit bash things, let's try. Set dressing. That they call it an elevator, but it just looks like a door to me. Alt R GY GC. GX. GY. Cool. Tab E. E. I like it. Let's just take it a little bit to the side. GX. There we go. Yep. Cool. Just another doorway. It's just feeling good to me, though. It feels like a nice space. Just let's reuse this window. No. RZ90. Yes. 7. Bring it over here. Line it up. Cool. And then Line it up. Great. Can't even see it in this shot too much, but I think it does add to it if we were to rotate around, and we might do that. And I think it works well. I want to make this more than just a lip. So let's inset that. There we go. Select outer. And E. Cool. Let's make sure we're not touching anything I care about. Grab that and that. And that, sure. And Alt E, along normals, extend them out just a bit, like that. Give us a nice lip. And plus it, Tab, Shift Q. And let's try a random loop extrude. Do not loop from source. And cut 4. Kind of create something neat looking. Again, not that we're seeing it in that shot, but we will see it. And I want that to be, join those together. And material-wise, what do we want it to be? Let's see if we can go to the classic. Sci-fi standard, yep. Tab A, U, Q projection. U, Q projection. There we go, just goes back to that. Okay, so we got our thing. Are they? Oh, it's looking all right. Okay, yep, that's looking good. And UV editing. A, scale it down. Bring it to like that one there. Yep. Just to give it some color. And let's come back to here and select this one, one more time, and this one. Let's just, I just want to solo this thing. And actually first, Control R. There we go. Maybe even add 15. Yeah. Control R, 15. Piss off. Control R, 15. There we go. That's better. And Control R, 15. Sure. And this one on the side I don't care as much about. Great. Okay. Kill that. Go back into just regular view. 6. And can we Q? Shift Q. Add some tubes. 25. Why are they always going on the bottom? Curve depth of 0.02. Subdivision. Why am I not ever getting any in the middle? That's where I want them. 9. Margin. Okay. Amount 25. Oh, numlock's turned off. 25. There we go. That's better. F9. Let's kill our margin actually. Margin of 0. Yeah, that's better now that we have more. and cut one more time. Cuts 2, cuts 3, and seed. Sure, that looks good. Just do it again on the side since for whatever reason I didn't want to do them together, but I liked it on the front. Tubes, seed, cool. And tab, and take this and join them together. Q, convert to mesh, and material. We're going to go with the classic again. Now let's see what we got. It's going to be all over the place. U, Q projection, A, scale, G. There's some differences, but I think it's fine. Layout. 11, we're doing good. Yeah, that looks cool. Just to give us a bit of piping there. I think we want to do the same on this building here real quick. It shouldn't be bad, right? 2. I want to go higher, but I want to do that. Sure. 3. Select that. Tab. Shift Q. Tubes. 100. Yes. 9. Limit body. Yeah. Let's go with 50. 100 might be a bit too many. Sure. Working for me. Q, convert to mesh, and go with classic. U, unwrap, and UV editing. A, scale. Interesting the way it does that, but that's fine. And layout. Okay, cool. Yeah. It's quiet today. I hope no one's listening and can't talk. If you're listening and don't want to talk, that's fine. But I hope if you can, you're there. I think I want to add some to the top of this building. It doesn't just, I mean, not that we're seeing the top of it, but I feel like I want to have a bit more interest up there ultimately. Let's go to Model Shop Greebles, Kit Objects, Trim Sheets, Canisters, sure, sockets. Let's do sockets first. I like this socket. Let's see. RX90, GZ, GY. Now, canister. We'll go with this one. RZ90. Scale it down to what fits on our roof, and it does. Now let's scale this down. Sew them together. 1. Scale it. There we go. GY. lock it into place, and mirror it, and hold things together. Cool. And GZ. Too much. Cool. Now let's come through and edit this piece here. Let's see. I want to take C, those sections, and E, not that thing. E, SZ0, okay, and E. Cool. So we've locked it into place. And we can't really see it again from that angle, but I think we will from others. I like that. Then let's come back to it again. And those two, yep. Q, circle, scale them down slightly. And these ones that don't need to be 32, we'll go back to 16. Not that it really matters, but E, connect them in the center. Cool. And here, let's do the same kind of thing. It's got a hole all the way through, right? All right, fine. There and there. Q, circle, 3, E, bring it in, GY, E, individual origins, yep. ES, E, A, U, or M, distance, get rid of some vertices. Okay, cool. We're at 118, doing all right. I do like that. I think that works for me. I'm going to do something just a little bit more here. 3. Those all get. Maybe not that one. Sure. And tab and shift Q. Flip extrude. 1, 2, 3. Don't loop from source. Depth max 0.25. 1. Too high now. 0.25 is good. F9. Make this 85 instead of. Yep. There we go. Okay. Cool. Just a little bit of bumpage on that, on the roof. 9. And can we go to the loop subdivision, the higher ones of 0.1, 0.25? Be able to go that high? Yeah, sure. And F9, and this last one, 3.1. Okay, just to take it up a bit higher. Give it some interest. We need to select all those pieces, join them together, tab, A, U, cube projection, M, distance, get rid of some vertices. There we go. leave them concrete, or no, let's turn it to classic. But we don't want them to be that big for plating. A scale. There we go. And let's see. Sure, looks good to me. That's pretty nice, laddie. Okay, so again, looking back here, not see, yeah, I'll just bring our, yeah, bring it up a little bit. So you can see that more to than just that the base of the door. Something like that. Now, if we are going to do something like that, and just in general, we need to remember what we said for this. Yeah, I can talk. There's a hill back here. There's a mountainside. Like this whole thing is built into the side of that. When did this get extended out? I don't know. But, oh, I remember. Actually, I do. Shift A, mesh, plane. Now let's go back to just layout. And we're going to close this to give me some more room. F4, append. So from last time, the noise. Because we want to scale this up. GY, RX. And we want to start editing this. Tab 2, E, E, E. No. Just to see where we're at. I can't even see if I'm covering it or not, but we'll get to it. Select that, and then E, E, E. Something like this. Sure. GZ, just bring it down. And let's assign it. Add modifier, geometry mode, terrain. So can we see it? We might be out of our depth here. Photographer, camera, clip asset to 500. Okay, that's still just not big enough, I guess. That's X, Control A, rotation scale, GX, GZ. Yeah, so it does need to be bigger along that axis too. Just scale it. There we go. And Control A, rotation scale. Something like that. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, I'm just going to extend it out a bit more. And okay. So our mountain goes behind now. Should it need to? Just making it a bit bigger. We don't see much of it, but if we move the camera angle, we might, and I think that's important. But we did lose. Let me go back to there. Make it bigger. We'll get there eventually. Okay, that looks good. I might tweak it a bit more, but I think that's pretty cool. I don't like the texture repetition, but I think when you're up close, you can't really see it, so it's no big deal right now. We'll see if it becomes one later. Save. Let's go give ourselves a landscape environment. I can speak. Maker, sure. Tools. Let's go with water sea view. And is there one we haven't used a ton already? Let's use this one. We'll go ahead and just add it at 8K. We're not so big now that I think we can't handle it. We're near the end anyway. If we rotate out, I want it to be so 0. Let's just create a second. What's all this crap in my cameras? Go out of there. Scene collection. Scene collection. Camera. Control C, Control V. Select a second camera just so we can see. Lay it out. Yeah, we need to change the angle. HDR Maker. World. Yeah, so this is looking out. Let's rotate. Like that. And how do we feel for our first camera? Oh, I did change the first camera, didn't I? No. Okay. It's still it's a little dark, actually. Interesting. But I think, obviously we can brighten that up. Weird that it's dark for once. Exposure 2. There we go. So that's kind of, yeah, that feels sort of like beach afternoon looking to me. I like that. My road doesn't go far enough, does it? Can't go past there along that road. Just point to it on my screen. That's not going to help. But yeah, okay. Something like that. And I think we need a little bit more stuff. Like we didn't go further up into here. We kind of ran out of time. But maybe we put an antenna right here, just real quick. And we'll grab one since we're doing it fast. Grab that one. Yeah, it seems like a good size antenna for something. Put an antenna there. And anything else we want to put along here? Okay, this is just meant to be, nothing. So maybe not. Could put something here. Get these faces real quick. Let's see if we can't. Tab, Shift Q, random loop extrude. 1, 2, 3. Too much at 85. Let's look at 50. Better. Cut the subdivisions down. It's still too much, I think. Yeah, it's still too much. Maybe we don't need 3. Just 1. I don't know. I'm not liking it. Let's use something else. Panels. Just throw a panel on top of it. When all else fails, panel it up. Not a bad idea. Alt R, RY90. Dot. Yep. Scale it up. GZ. Bring it down. Maybe that's a little too much. Scale. Cool. And Z8. Where you at? 90 minutes. What do you feel about that panel? Oh, that's a better panel there. Yeah. Maybe do a little more with that. I feel like that panel, maybe not the right panel for the space, but something there is a good idea. So are these just like bulge out panels? Yeah, that could work. And then vent. Let's give it a vent off to the side there. Scale that down. Cool. Is it fitting? Not yet. Oops. Now it is. Cool. I am good with that. And how does it feel? All right on the whole. I feel like there might be a little more I would do to this, but let's look at it in color. No, that's looking okay to me, I think. I think we'll call it here. I'm gonna maybe just tweak with it just a little bit more after it on my own, but I'm just want to take a couple minutes break from it actually first. So, yeah. So if it was pretty quiet today, but if you were watching and lurking, thanks for watching. If you're watching later, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm gonna post up the finals on the socials fairly soon, and I will be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, everyone in the United States, have a great 4th of July.